We're back on 11 of the last 20, so let's dive right into the top 3 pitchers on our countdown. This ace was the unquestioned leader of the Mounts in the early 2000s, putting the team on his back in championship situations.
Number 3, Ephrata's Ross Buckwalter, future minor league pitcher of the Toronto Blue Jays.
A couple things come to mind when I think about Ross. He's the first pitcher when I took over this program that we could really build around.
And he is indeed the ace of the staff, and a lot of people looking at him for college play.
He's also one of those guys who was like a Sandlot legend coming out of the junior midget league. Everybody talked about Ross Buckwalter and his big arm. While he had a solid first 2 years for us, he took off his junior year in an attempt to really become a top-tier quarterback in the LL League.
Impressed by the way Buckwalter's throwing the ball here in this first quarter.
Going to hang on
to it.
It's
going to be Buckwalter throwing for the end zone. Oh, it's caught for the touchdown.
He came back for a senior year and, pitched lights out. Some dominating performances. The LL semifinal game against Penn Manor stands out, which gave us an opportunity to play for our first league championship.
Ephrata is the Lancaster-Lebanon League champions. A mob scene out in the grass in front of home plate.
And then our first district game back in 2003 against Waynesboro, just a dominant buzzsaw performance.
6th strikeout of the ball game for Ross Buckwalter.
Ross was a guy who just pounded the strike zone, threw hard, and took the ball whenever they needed him. He took the ball and just dominated people on the mound.
I had the privilege to be on the Ephrata staff for the 2003 season, Coach Shelley's first league title, and there's no question the rock of that team was Ross Buckwalter.
Ends the inning, 3 up, 3 down, as Ross Buckwalter has retired 7 in a row now.
Quiet leader, he an exceptional athlete, tough, gritty guy, but at the end of the day, he wasn't about, the talk. He was about walking the walk, and, that senior year, he was one of the key players in that run where we went 20-5 and, kind of put the program on the map.
Takes something off and gets him looking.
Number 2, Manheim Central's Ryan Suter, Barron's all-time strikeout leader.
Look at that ERA, 0.67, 23 strikeouts. He has pitched a no-hitter last Wednesday against Northern Lebanon and struck out 12 in that ball game. Very tough to get some runs across against this guy.
When I think back to Ryan Suter, the word workhorse comes to mind. And kind of using the horse analogy, there's the racehorse, some tall, lean guys who maybe a little sneaky fast and come at you. Then there are guys that are Clydesdales. Big, strong, workhorse guys, and that was Ryan Suter.
Suter looks in from the stretch for the first time today. Here's the 0-2 pitch, called strike 3, struck him out, so he strikes out the side.
Ate up a ton of innings for Manheim, threw strikes, threw hard, was a strikeout pitcher.
A rubber arm, so, back then the only limits we had were innings, so he could easily throw a Monday and a Friday for us and pick up 2 wins for us.
Congratulations to Ryan Suter, our Garden Spot Ribbon Awards Player of the Game.
Was able to hit the plate, either side corners, up and down.
Off speed, got him swinging. It's in the dirt. The tag is made, and Madonna goes down for the 3rd time this afternoon.
He really didn't put a lot of pressure on himself by putting people on base with walks.
When you look back at Manheim Central through their history, there's been a lot of really good pitchers, and Ryan is probably very high on that list.
Suter gets that ball back and gets ready to throw it right away. Blew him away.
Doesn't waste any time, does he?
Indeed.
He's number 1 all-time in career strikeouts. He's number 2 in wins. He's number 2 in innings pitched. So that's a guy who pitched for 4 years and took the ball, toted the rubber more often than not. So he was always there for the Barons. So there's a lot of things to talk about with Ryan Suter. One of the cool things is his name in Lancaster County lore in Suter. I believe he's the nephew of Hall of Famer Bruce Suter.
To the plate, a swing and a miss, and that's the winner! That's the winner! A World Series winner for the Cardinals!
And you look back and you see some pictures of him now, and you see pictures of Bruce when he was younger, and you certainly see the resemblance. And he was a guy that when the Barons needed a big-time pitcher, a big-time outing, he was there to take the ball and Most times he came through in the clutch.
Number 1, Warwick's Adam Zipko, future All-American pitcher at Millersville University, 2014 runner-up for Division II Player of the Year.
First thing that comes to mind with him is obviously the unorthodox pitching style, and a lot of people look at it, and it wasn't a gimmick. It was how the kid felt comfortable pitching, and the really amazing thing, if you were around him often enough, is once he figured out how to throw multiple pitches from that, and then also change the pace of his pitches, he became just an amazingly effective high school pitcher.
0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Dan Hoover goes down on strikes. Back-to-back Ks for the senior Zipko. 4 strikeouts in the first 5 batters he faced.
So Adam Zipko is another kid that just absolutely dominated high school hitters.
Swing and a miss. Weaver down on strikes for the second time tonight. 7th strikeout for Adam Zipko.
Had so much to his game, had the physical tools, had the mental tools. Then you add on top of it, he had this kind of a funky 3/4 sidearm arm slot that you just don't see a lot.
Zipko gets the better of that matchup.
As a hitter, that's something that you really do not like to see. It's something that you're not used to seeing.
I remember that we didn't want to draw him, and if we did, it was going to be a tough game to score runs.
And Adam Zipko is just a puzzle, and the effort just doesn't have the pieces to finish it.
We even put the ball in play.
Senior year, pretty amazing year for the Warriors. He comes out, starts 10 games and throws 8 complete games. And just think about that. 8 complete games. So 80% of the time he's starting the game, he's finishing.
For Adam Zipko, 3rd shutout of the season.
Pretty amazing for a high school kid. As good as he was in high school, you really saw once he got to Millersville and became an All-American closer for the Marauders, where his talent really showed.
Just a real good competitor and a very intelligent baseball player. He understood things, just a really good high school pitcher.
Needless to say, a very good season for Adam Zipko, and on his way to Millersville University to play ball on the collegiate level.
So there you have it, Warwick's Adam Zipko, one of the best pitchers in our coverage area and number 1 on our list. Thanks so much for joining us today on 11 of the Last 20. I'm Chad Landers. Come back next time as we dive deep into a new sport and start the countdown once again to see who's number 1.